Hey, what's up? It's Karen San Diego, and I am now officially 5 months post-op. And as I do every single month, I'm going to be giving you a rundown of what changed this month, and then stay tuned to the end of this video to see how much I weigh now at 5 months post-op. Let's go. All right, first change this month, and this is something that I don't think I've noticed any other month, but I'm really noticing this month, and that is that I am freezing. Like, I'm talking here in Jersey, it's been hot, like 90s and above, hot. However, I'm always cold. Like, I'm here turning the AC off in 90-degree weather because I'm freezing, and my daughter would be sweating, my husband's sweating, and they're looking at me like, what? But I'm cold. I'm really like, it doesn't matter how hot it is. I don't be feeling hot. I'm always feeling cold. And I think that that might be anemia. Like, I might be anemic now. For those of you who do not know, just a little bit of a recap. I recently quit my job because Beyonce said so. Just joking. Or am I? And because I have no job, I have no insurance. So because I have no insurance, I didn't get to go to my doctor's appointment where we're supposed to recheck my blood to know if I'm deficient in anything. So yeah, big thing, need to get some insurance so I can get that done. However, because I have not gotten my blood checked, I don't know if I'm iron deficient. So I know that I'm freezing. So if any of you have got this surgery and noticed that you are freezing and did go get your blood checked, let me know. Are you anemic now? Is that something I should be looking out for? I'll definitely be getting some insurance soon, and I'll update you once I do to find out if this is due to me being anemic now. But as of right now, I'm cold and I don't know why. Along with changes that I'm about 100% sure are related to my weight loss is I'm not tired anymore. And this was something that was one of my #1 complaints before surgery, was just that I was always tired. Like, I would go to sleep at like 9 p.m. and then when I wake up, I would have gotten a full night's sleep and still be tired. I'd be at work exhausted. I'd come home from work and just fall asleep. Like, I was just always so tired, and not even like a normal amount of tired. And I know that B12 deficiency was something that I was deficient. Last time I got my blood checked, I was deficient in B12. I got B12 supplements that I do take regularly. So I think the fact that I take B12 on a daily basis could be why I'm not tired anymore. But then I also think something about losing weight is also making my energy just healthy. Like, I don't think I have like this crazy amount of energy, but I also am not sleepy unless like I've been up for a long time. Like, I feel like the normal amount of tired for somebody my age now. Whereas before, child, I was knocking out. Like, I was an unhealthy amount of tired 24/7. So I'm really, really happy that that has resolved itself, because that was a struggle. And again, that brings me to my next point. Along with things that have been getting better, I mentioned before that I have PCOS. And that was a big motivation behind getting this surgery, was to try to fix some of my PCOS issues. One of the main issues that I had with PCOS was an irregular cycle. And I've mentioned before that my cycle is completely regular now. Like, I'm talking, I track it with the apps, and the day it says on the app that my period is going to come, my period is coming that day. Like, that's how normal I am now, regular. But then along with that, another thing that I struggled with PCOS was facial hair. I still do have facial hair, but it's not nearly as intense as it used to be. I can just take a little tweezer and pluck out some stuff. I'm not having to literally shave my face every single day like I was before. So that's also improving. And I'm curious to know what my insulin levels are, because I was insulin resistant as well. So that's something that I will get checked when I go back to the doctor. With PCOS though, I have a toddler, not looking to have any more children. However, it's nice to know now with a regular cycle that if I did decide to do that, that I would have an easier time conceiving now than before. When I had my daughter, we were trying for 2 years, and I wasn't ovulating. And I wasn't ovulating because I wasn't having normal cycles to be able to ovulate. Like I would get my period, not see my period again for another 6 months. My period would come, it would come and last 6 months, then leave, and then I don't know where she is again for who knows how long. And because of that, I wasn't ovulating regularly, so I was diagnosed with unexplained infertility until I had my daughter, and that's a whole nother story. I have a whole video on that if you go deeper down in my channel. But yeah, that was due to PCOS. So now if I ever do decide to have another child, it'll be interesting to see what that journey would be like now with being so regular. So next on the things that are different this month is I am constantly realizing that I'm going a long time without eating. I, just for lack of not being hungry or being busy, but like I can easily forget to eat. And this is something that I've been very, very strict on myself about. So I'll literally be like, nope, I need to eat. It's this time. Like I'll set times in my head that I know I need to eat, because if I don't, I will literally just not remember. And along with that, my days, the day to day, are so different. There are some days where I can eat a lot more than other days. Sometimes, some days my restriction is a lot tighter than other days. So for example, I like to eat no more than 4 ounces of food in one sitting. If I'm feeling spicy, I'll stretch it to like 4.5, but I won't ever go above that. Some days I can eat that 4.5 like nothing, and I don't even feel any discomfort. Other days I get to like 2 ounces and there's nothing I can do. I can't eat anymore. I'm full. So I'm definitely noticing the differences in different days and learning how to eat intuitively, listening to my body. On those days where my body's like, yeah, you can have a few more bites, I have a few more bites, with staying in my parameters of still not eating more than about 4 to 4.5 ounces of food. And on the days where my body's like, yeah, this 2 ounces is good enough, or even less is good enough, I'm going to listen and not be like, you know what, I'm going to push it and try to wait a little while and eat some more. I'll just have the few bites and be done, because I'm listening to what my body is telling me that it wants and eating intuitively with that. I think with that, it is important to make sure that you're still getting enough nutrients in. Obviously, if you're going to just have a few bites, make sure it's protein if you can. And then when my body is allowing me to eat more, not being like, oh, we about to go in. And instead, just still sticking to my parameters of how much food I will allow myself to eat in one sitting. And when I eat, there's never been a time where I've eaten 4.5 ounces of food and felt hungry after that. Never. There's been times where I've eaten that much food and then I felt like I still had room, but I also felt content with what I had eaten. So I'm also learning how to not force it and not be like, well, you know, I got room in my stomach, so I might as well just finish this. No, you don't need to finish it. Just be done with that. And that is helping me build a healthier relationship with food versus before, where it's like, well, I have room, so I'm just going to keep eating. Now I don't do that. Now it's like, okay, I've had enough. My body is content. I don't need to eat till I'm full. I'm going to stop here. I think a huge part of the surgery is really just building healthy relationships with food, understanding how to eat intuitively and not eat out of boredom and all that kind of stuff. I'm still adjusting. But this month I've noticed that other than forgetting to eat, which is also bad, my intuitive eating is getting a lot more fine-tuned. But on the tip of forgetting to eat, I do want to mention that the reason I'm so like insane about it and really do make sure that like I do eat on those days where I'm just not feeling to eat and I'm forgetting to eat, the reason I'm like, sis, you better eat something, is because I'm trying to avoid my body literally going to starvation mode. Cause I think that's how you end up gaining weight instead of losing weight, or stalling because your body's going into starvation mode. So eating consistently, and I mentioned this in my video about stalls. If you haven't watched that already, check it out. You want to eat consistently. So don't think, oh, I didn't eat, so I'm good because that's less calories for me. No, you want to still make sure that you're getting a consistent amount of calories in every day and aren't skipping meals. So this is not pre-surgery. You're not eating enough to gain weight from eating so much food. So if you're eating little tiny bits of food and forgetting to eat and going an entire day without eating, you can gain weight from that. So that is the reason to go so hard about making sure not to skip meals. And I do notice that I have been doing that. So I've already checked myself and have made sure that I don't do that anymore. And with that, I know I'm gonna move on to my next point in a second, but I just keep remembering things. On the days where I can eat more, I'll notice myself reaching for snacks more than other days. And on those days, something that I found really helpful for me, because I want to avoid just like going in on slider foods and going in on things that have no nutritional value. And for me, that means stocking my pantry with food, with snacks that are good for me. I'm addicted to Power Crunch bars. Power Crunch bars Anonymous, sign me up, because I'm genuinely addicted. They taste good, but they're also not so bad for you. I eat the kids ones most of the time, so they're smaller. And then like the little cheese, dried cheese, like cheese ball, like wisps. I love those. Also not as bad for you as like a potato chip. So if you're gonna snack, at least try to have snacks that are going to help you reach your macro goals and not work against you. So that's what I've been doing this month. Okay, on to the next point. This next point is more of like a mental thing that I've noticed I do, and it's not healthy. And it's that I will eat something, like I said, you know when you like, you got a burp, but like the burp's not coming out. One second. Yeah, so the thing that I've been doing is, I said that I eat no more than 4.5 ounces of food every single day. I usually like to stay around 3, but the most I'll push it to is 4.5. I will eat something, and it could be something as simple as a Power Crunch bar, like nothing high in calorie, or like the Power Crunch bars, the normal size ones. I, for the most part, can never finish them, but there's times that I do. And when I do, I find myself resorting back to the unhealthy habit of beating myself up for overeating. But now that like I can barely eat a full serving of food, like I can't eat a full serving of food. I can barely eat my serving size of food. And whenever I do eat a 3-4 ounce serving of food, sometimes my brain is like, oh my God, why are you so fat? You just overate. And like I'm bullying myself in my head into thinking that I'm overeating. And sometimes I'll even like say it to my husband, like, oh my God, I ate so much. And he looks at me like, what? And I genuinely didn't overeat, but my brain is so used to beating myself up and being toxic to myself. I've always been my worst enemy, that even now with me eating such small amounts of food, I still find myself beating myself up for overeating when I did not overeat. And I always have to take a step back and be like, sis, you didn't overeat. You had 2 chicken wings. But for whatever reason, my brain isn't really connecting with that. And because I feel full, my brain is telling me that I've done something wrong. And I will literally feel bad about it until I talk to myself and be like, get it together. You're fine. You did not overeat. You had half a chicken wing. You took 2 bites of salad. Like, you didn't overeat. You didn't overeat. You just feel full. This is your new way of eating now. This is how your body works now. And you're not working against yourself. Although my brain likes to try to play tricks on me and make me feel like I'm doing something wrong. And that's why they talk about mental health after the surgery, because there's a lot of things that your brain is adjusting, and your brain starts to do some things that are tied into the unhealthy habits you had before surgery. Like, you would think that a lot of those things would end now, but they don't. Like, your brain I feel like my brain is taking a longer time to catch up to the changes than my body is. And sometimes that's a little bit scary, because it's like, why am I still feeling this way when I'm so physically different than who I used to be? Like, why is my brain still thinking the way I used to think? Especially as it pertains to me, my health, my appearance, food, all these type of things. My brain is still definitely catching up to understanding that things are different now. So, yeah. Did you get your water in today? This is your cue to go drink some water. Cheers. Another thing this month, and a lot of people ask me about this, is hair loss. So between months 3 and 4, I'd say that I was experiencing a pretty good amount of hair loss. Mostly when I washed my hair. It wasn't really happening when I just am brushing my hair. It was mostly just when I was in the shower washing my hair. Now, I want to say that hair loss has slowed down. However, the effects of the hair loss are still very much here. My hair is thin. And I'm somebody who's always had very thick hair. I've had, my hair's pretty long and it's been pretty thick for most of my life. So now having my hair, I still have my length, but the thickness of my hair is very, very thin to where I personally don't feel comfortable with my hair out. When I talked about my edges thinning last time, a lot of people messaged me and was like, hey, you know, your edges are thinning probably also because you're always wearing your hair in a bun. But the thing is, I also don't feel comfortable leaving my hair out and my hair being this thin. So what I did was I bought some clip-ins, and I'm gonna try that to see if adding some clip-ins would make me feel better with my hair, or maybe wigs, or maybe get a weave or something. But I'm confident that where my hair loss is at right now, if it stays here, then I should be able to grow back some of that thickness, and I'm not worried about it. Honestly, I wear my hair in buns most of the time anyway. And I'm just glad that I'm not seeing like crazy amounts of hair falling out anymore, especially in the shower, because nobody's trying to clog up my drains with all this hair falling out. Like, I used to be in the shower literally like trying to grab hair off the floor before it goes down the drain, because I just bought this house. I don't want any of these problems with my drains. And before, enough hair was falling out of my head to cause major sewage problems in this house. So we're not here for that, okay? But yeah, the hair loss, I've been brushing my hair all week, and the amount of hair that was in the brush at the end of the week, I didn't even have to take anything out. There was some hair there, but nothing crazier than would normally be in my brush at the end of the week. So fingers crossed, but I think the worst of it is over. This month, I mentioned this a little bit in my last update, but this month I also have been working out, but not consistently. So I want to make an effort moving forward to be really, really strict with it, just because now I've gotten myself to a good place body-wise where I feel like I look good, but I still have a lot of toning to do. So I really want to go to the gym and focus on weight training, specifically more so than cardio, because I don't think cardio to me, I know some of you guys are more nutrition fitness experts than I am, but to me cardio is more so to get the weight off, like actual pounds. I don't need help with that. My sleeve is doing that. What I need help with is toning my body. So I want to focus on weight training. I want to do very little, if any, cardio. And that's what I've been doing when I do go to the gym, but I need to make sure I have a solid routine of what days I'm going, what I'm doing. So that is what we are working on for next month. But just for this month, yes, I've been working out. I'm just mentioning it, even though it hasn't been consistent, because a lot of people do ask if I'm working out. So yeah, yes and no, but I will be getting more consistent, let's say that. This next one is something that I mentioned already in my last video. If you haven't checked it out, go ahead and check out my what I wish I knew before VSG surgery video that I posted a few days ago. In that one, I talked about one of the major changes that happened this month, and that is just my personality. I'm just a lot happier of a person than I was before, minus the moments where my brain is playing tricks on me and I'm struggling with self-image and things like that, which does happen. But when I'm not battling with my own self, I do notice that overall I have a better outlook on life. I'm feeling happier. I'm feeling so much lighter mentally and physically, but mostly mentally. Like, I'm not always down on myself. Like I said, I do have moments, but for the most part, 90% of my day is positive in my head. Like, something that I noticed that I've been doing this month a lot is like talking to people and suggesting going out. Like, I'll be like, hey, so when are we gonna hang? When are we gonna go here? When are we gonna go there? If y'all know me, like, I know some of you guys know me in like real life. You know I don't want to go outside. You know I'm not one of those, we outside. No, I'm inside. Like, I'm an introvert. I'm extremely socially awkward in real life, but for some reason pretty comfortable in front of the camera. But in real life, I don't like to socialize. And recently I have been wanting to socialize. I think mostly because I'm excited to just put on a cute outfit and be out and feeling confident and good about myself, because I haven't felt that in so long that although the thought of having to interact with human beings sounds exhausting, at least I would feel cute while doing it. And then that makes it feel a little bit more worth it to me. So I've been wanting to go out more and hang out with people I haven't seen in a long time, and things that old me just would have never wanted to do. Old me was so self-conscious about anybody seeing me because I always felt like they were thinking in the back of their head about how fat I looked or how bad I looked or whatever. But now, like, I'm just feeling so confident. I just want to let it all hang out. I want everybody to see. And along with wanting to be out in cute clothes and feeling good, this month I cleared out my closet and got rid of everything that did not fit. Oh my God, hiccups now. I got rid of everything that did not fit. I tried things on. I tried on clothes that I used to wear all the time. My favorite outfits, and they are just, I'm swimming in all of them. And as sad as I am to see some of these pieces go, I'm looking over there because that's where the clothes are. It's still there in the boxes. As sad as I am to see some of those things go, I thank them, I'm appreciative of them, and I wish them the best in their future endeavors as I go through either selling them on Mercari, donating them, giving them away, whatever I'm going to do with them. But yeah, and it was literally 85% of my closet is now no longer in my closet. So it is making way for a new wardrobe that is more representative of me and who I am now and my style now and my body now. And I want to specifically make sure that I am buying clothes that is flattering and accentuate this new body and is not hiding it. I mentioned in my last video that I feel like I'm constantly buying clothes that are more like loose and flowy in order to hide my body, but I don't need to do that anymore. And I'm so proud of myself and the fact that I don't need to do that anymore. So I want to make sure that I am buying clothes that look good. I saw some people ask me to do a Shein haul. I've never shopped at Shein, but I realized that the clothes are pretty inexpensive, so I can get a good amount. Knowing that my clothes are gonna get loose again as I lose more weight, I think Shein might be a pretty good place to buy some clothes for right now. So I'm gonna make sure I get a Shein haul done for you guys in a few, once I figure out what I want to order. But yeah, that is it for the update portion of this video. And without further ado, let's get right in and see how much I weigh now. Let's go. I'm in Wonderland. Oh my goodness, I have been waiting for this moment for so long, to the point where I didn't think I would ever be back here under 200 pounds. I don't even know what to say. This is not, obviously not my goal weight. My goal weight is 170 pounds. But I'm so close to my actual goal weight. But this is my first goal. I mentioned in my 4-month update that I have 2 goals. First, I want to get under 200 pounds, mission accomplished. Then I wanted to get to 170 pounds and then see where we're at there. Once I get to 170 pounds, if I feel good where I'm at, then I'm going to go into maintenance mode. If I still feel like I have more weight to lose, I'll set another goal. But as for right now, that's my goals. And I have reached my first goal at 5 months post-op. And this is sooner than I expected. And even with me being someone who's a little bit slower of a loser, I still was able to reach this goal. And I feel so damn good about it. Like, I don't even know what to say. But I definitely feel so accomplished to be able to finally be under 200 pounds. I can't describe the feeling. Like, if it feels this good just to be under 200 pounds, I can't imagine what it's going to feel like to be at my goal weight. Lord. And then to be doing this with such an amazing, supportive community of people around me, whether it's people in my personal life or you guys, my internet fam, my VSG babes, I just feel so grateful. Like, I just genuinely feel so grateful to be doing this, to have the opportunity to be able to do this surgery, to have the ability to be able to get down to a healthier weight, to be under 200 pounds, to have all of you in my corner supporting me through this journey of weight loss, and also through my journey of trying to be a full-time YouTuber. This is, I don't know if I've ever said that on this channel, but I want to make this my full-time job. sharing my journey with you guys, sharing my life with you guys, just documenting me online. Like, as scary as that sounds, I have enjoyed this so much. I never thought that doing this full-time would be something that I was interested in, because I thought, you know, it sounded scary. But as I've been doing this for the past 5 months, I really do love what I do at the moment. And I want to turn this into a full-time thing, and thanks to you guys, I've finally been able to see that as a reality. So it's like I'm achieving so many goals at one time, and all I could think of is just how grateful I am for everything. So thank you for helping me get here, and thank you to my sleeve for helping me get under 20 pounds. Okay, get it together, Karen. All right, so that is the end of this video. I surely hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. I enjoyed sharing that piece of news with you. I actually hit 199. I've been stalled at 199 for mad long. I just got to 197 today, but I actually hit Wonderland like last week, but I wanted to wait until this video went up to be able to share that with you guys. So, but yeah, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.
Where in the world is Karen San Diego? From BK to Belly, it's anywhere she say so. She changing your life, can see it straight through her eyes. And sister